Yeah.
Welcome back to snowy Stockholm.
Thank you.
You were here precisely 2 years ago.
Is that how long
Yes.
it's been? Yeah. Wow.
I know. I got it on my timeline, reminding me.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it was only last year, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to dispute the facts of the calendar.
So, a new album.
Yeah. GLA.
Yeah.
This is it.
What can you tell me about recording this?
Well, it was a really different album for me personally because I actually wrote more than I've ever written before for any other album. So it was a bit of an awakening for me, like as a songwriter, and also just completely changed the dynamic of the band. I kind of think for the better. Like Sam and I wrote the whole thing between the two of us, between both of our houses, which is something we'd never done before. We demoed it all just on our laptop ourselves, using loads of like virtual instruments rather than recording the whole band together, and then we would send ideas to Barry and Craig, and it was it just made things interesting and exciting again. We feel like we kind of fall into a bit of a format of being able to produce something that is like quite a happy, uplifting, expected rock song, and we wanted to challenge ourselves and make something a bit different, and I think we did.
Nice.
There you go.
I really like it.
Thank you.
Today I've been thinking about maybe I should kind of find my favourite, but I can't really decide. It's like...
Cool, that's good, I think.
No, it's this one. No, it has to be this one. No, I think it's actually this one, and then I can't really decide. It's
Amazing.
horrible.
Yeah, no, I think that's hopefully a good thing. Either that or none of them are good enough for you to stick on. So, one of them.
No, I personally love it.
Cool.
Yeah. I read somewhere you said something along the lines that this almost didn't happen as in the album. Could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different, or it's still a rock album, but it's a little bit different from anything that we'd done before, and because of that, trying to get the record label on board with it when they were kind of expecting, you know, Heart and Soul Part 2, and probably even more catchy and with more of a commercial appeal. When they heard the demos for this at first, they were like, what is going on? What is this? But we were just really confident that we wanted to try something different, and we felt like maybe our focus had been on trying to make the band into something that we'd be able to play in bigger venues and have songs that were of a wider appeal that could maybe get played on radio and things like that. And it was never, I don't think it was ever a conscious decision that we kind of went that way, but we got to that point, and this time it was really important to us to just make an album that we love, an album that we hadn't heard recently from anybody else. You know, we kind of all been a little bit disenchanted with rock music. There'd been a couple of bands that had been doing things that we thought were quite cool, but most people, it didn't feel, including ourselves, it felt like we were all maybe treading the road that had been tread before. So basically the reason it didn't happen nearly is because the label were, I suppose they just had a bit of a fear about it because it was different, and we had to just kind of persevere and just make it and then give it to them and then hope that they liked it, and luckily in the end they did, and they put it
My only complaint about this album has to be the fact that usually I don't suffer from insomnia, but I have from back and forth this year actually.
Okay.
And every time I lie there awake in my bed, I hear a screaming Sam that he can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's...
I can imagine that would be annoying.
It is. It doesn't make me go to sleep. So maybe a lullaby. You just had a kid, didn't you?
Yeah,
maybe
I did,
you can write your kid and me a lullaby.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. That's the one thing that I hadn't bargained on in the last little while, is that being able to write a song really helps when you've got a little baby. To try and get them to send them to sleep. There's so many already.
So I feel like you've got a lot of dedicated fans, right?
Yeah, we actually have so many people who are so good to our band, and they have in every country there's like a kind of fan run type of thing, whether it's like a Facebook or a Twitter, whatever it is, and but I think it's cool. We see so many of the same people at shows, no matter where we play, actually in the world, really, and the community that people have got from our band. I'm sure it's the same with loads of other bands, but we obviously don't get to see that.
Yeah.
But certainly with our band, there's the fact that, like you're saying, people become friends and bond over your music, and also people from different countries. You know, there's some French people that come to things, and then people from up these parts, people from Italy, Spain, everywhere, and everybody seems to club together and bond over our music. It makes us feel really good.
Can you even remember the last time you didn't recognize anyone in the audience?
No, honestly not. Like people are really dedicated and they come to everything, so we're really grateful.
They never do anything crazy?
No. People, that's the thing, like some people do have that kind of, like we've got friends bands and things who have kind of like crazy bands, but we're just lucky that we've got people who come to see us everywhere, but for the most part they're kind of like us, just quite normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just there for the music.
Yeah, I wish I had more of an exciting answer, that there was like something that had happened, but there's honestly not. People are normal.
Do you ever listen to your fans, what they kind of want to hear, what kind of songs they want to hear, or
yeah, I mean we try to as much as we can, but like it's hard to play everything. This is funny, there's a couple of songs that we just will probably never ever play again, and people don't want that to hear that, but we just keep telling them. So and then there's a French girl who always asks us every show to play Why Won't We Change, a song off our last album, but I think we might actually have played it had she not asked for it so much, but I think we're just gonna keep putting it off just to upset her.
Good, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Cheers, thanks.
I wanna rebel, I'm sorry, can't be had.